Hi, I'm Jacob Adams. I'm a fitness and leadership coach. I help people just like you get to the next level. Have you wondered what the Warrior's Way is all about? Also known as Wake Up Warrior. I was in bed last year around July or June or something like that. And really, there wasn't some sort of big issue in my life at the time. I did see Garrett J. White make one of his ads go into getting the book Wake Up Warrior and taking this challenge, this 30-day challenge or something like that. And you know what? I almost didn't get it. It was $100, and I almost didn't get it. Like, it was so appealing. Like, it was like a very moving film. I almost did not get it. I think what got me was the follow-up email he sent the next day. And I was like, you know what? Sure. Let me go ahead and take a chance on this concept of the Wake Up Warrior, Warrior's Way, whatever it was called at the time. I really didn't know. So I got it. And I was actually really looking forward to it. And I waited and waited. Like, I was anticipating the delivery of Wake Up Warrior. I recall still like the level of anticipation that I had in it. And when it finally came, what happened is there was some links and videos that I instantly got, and I started watching, and I was like, okay, sounds great. Like, never quit, trust the process, details matter. I mean, it went on and on as far as like I think there was like 5 rules. Never quit, trust the process, details matter, be with your brothers, help your brother, and I think there was some other one. But in any case, I basically did everything I could. I took an assessment. It kind of gave me a gauge of where I was. No surprises really with where it told me I was. I was like, yeah, sounds about right. These are the areas I could work on. There's 4 B's: body, being, balance, and business. And, it showed that I could improve my business. And I was like, okay, well, no surprises there. That's definitely what I'd like to work on more. So, let's do it. And so, sooner or later, I did maybe it took two weeks, maybe a week. I got the package, and it included the Warrior book, which is the big thick book. And I immediately started reading it. And one of the things that excited me the most was it went into like what the concept of the systematic sedation of men. And I started reading about that and how it meant that back in the day, it really pointed out something important that really resonated with me. It said, back in the day, there was a time where men would go to work with their dads and be taught how to be men. But to make things easy to understand, in today's society, men are being feminized. The pussification of men, right? It went into that. And it made sense because, especially in today's society, we see a lot of men who sometimes kind of don't want to be men. Some men even say, look, you know what, they literally will look into surgery to remove their genitals and totally denounce being a man and look to transform themselves into a woman. And so there is a sort of obviousness going on right now where being feminine or the feminization of men is becoming more apparent. And this started with what's known as the book points out, the systematic sedation of men. And that was a moment there where I was taken aback. I was taken aback there to identify that. And so he had my attention. Garrett J. White had my attention. As a matter of fact, after I get off this video, I'll probably see some Garrett videos because Garrett's pretty cool. Garrett's got a very, cool character, and I resonate with a lot of his energy. He kind of has a way to kind of talk to me in a way that gets me amped up. But in any case, there I was. And then I came upon something else that really got me interested with something called the stack. Now, well, the 4 B's on themselves, to give me time out there, I'll get to the stack here in a bit. basically the game, so Warriors Way lives by a core and a code. We live by a core and a code. And the core is the core 4. And the core 4 is about accessing power within self through meditation, which is being, through physical exercise, which is body, through career work, which is business, and through balance, which is family, intimacy, etc. Now, by focusing on those 4 every day, we believe and feel, and I'll attest to it, we do feel a sense of power and ignition. And there's different ways that we talk about it. We keep track of it on an app. Like every day we get a point or half a point for each little of these activities. So the core 4 before the door would mean that you wake up and you begin the core 4. Now this takes a lot of discipline because you really have to get up earlier than average, and you start becoming addicted to that process. And if something starts getting in the way of you waking up early and working on the core 4, you actually start to say, well, maybe I don't need that, or maybe I need to get rid of TV, or whatever distraction is in the way. You actually start counting on the core 4, which sounds, again, waking up, studying a book, studying an Audible book, studying a course, meditation, having a green smoothie, working a little bit on your body, 10 minutes, taking keen time to text your family. These kind of things are part of the core 4. Now, as I said that, at first it's a discipline on some level. And if you're the type of person that likes growth and likes feeling energized and positive and tuned in, you probably would like that. I think the person that it's not for is somebody that does not trust the process and is very stuck in their ways and would not like to challenge themselves in a positive manner. So it's like a morning routine. Now, part of this is the stack, which is living by a code, right? And it goes into being real, raw, and relevant. And I've stacked maybe 200 plus things, okay? I remember I was so excited that in the book, it has questions to help identify what a stack is, or the stack is a series of questions. There's the dark, or there's the rage, the dark, the drift, the lift, the light, right? And there's these little stages of questions that maybe there's something that triggers you. Okay, so that's, the rage. And then the dark is, what does that make you feel, right? So there's a trigger. You identify the trigger. Like you could say, it could be like this. You could even say, hey, look, I hate the way Jacob's explaining Warriors Way. He pisses me off. So I've triggered you, right? And then you might say something like, your story about them might be like, well, Jacob should not be making videos because he talks terribly, right? That's the story. And you could say, and I would do a better job. And then the stack will have you also say it in reverse. So it'd be like, let's say your name was Tony. Like, Tony should not be making videos. He talks terribly. Jacob should be the one making videos. That's the opposite version, or the me version, because it's you being me. Anyways, and then there's the opposite version where Jacob talks awesome. He should be making videos, and I shouldn't, right? That's the opposite version. And then you start seeing things through many different perspectives. This is called walking the block, and it's pretty powerful. I'm pretty excited about it. I've been working with it since July, August. Been stacking definitely since right away July. Then I took a small break while I went into some of the other aspects of it. And then, so let's say September. Yeah, since September, I've been stacking at least once a day. There's some days where I don't have anything to be angry at, and I will sometimes pick the most minute of details to be like, that's my target today. And then there's stuff that's really heavy. There's stuff that's really heavy that I'll stack. And that's kind of where like the real deepest work comes from, because now we're facing like really deep emotional anger or upset or sadnesses, and questions of faith come into play. And then after analyzing like the current situation or the current position of mindset, we as the person stacking this, we have a sense of findings that we can say, okay, this is where I currently am with this now, and this is my commitment to self because of this, and that's a stack. So that's, you can say that's part of the code, which is to be real, raw, and relevant. So we access power with the core, and then the code is to be real, raw, and relevant. So you might never, these kind of thoughts and ideas shouldn't necessarily be public, right? You don't necessarily want to be real, raw, and relevant about every single thing to the world, right? You could have intimate feelings or feelings of insecurities or feelings that are best kept private, right? And so that's okay, but you at least got to be real, raw, and relevant with yourself, right? And then in that realness, in that rawness, in that relevancy, you can find a better mindset, a better perspective by which to, you could say, you actually get a perspective, and you get to pick the perspective that you wish to actually go with. So let's just go back to our trigger, that our imaginary trigger. I'm not saying this is you. Let's just say that you were triggered by the way I speak, or you were triggered by my video, or the shirt I'm wearing, or whatever. So you could say that in this situation, Jacob should not be making videos because he talks terribly. I should make videos. And then they could say the opposite version is Jacob should be making videos because he talks amazing, and I should not be making videos. Or Tony should not too. Let's say your name is Tony, but I know it's not, right? So let's just say those. So then, and then you could, then there's the me version. Tony should not be making videos because he talks terribly. Jacob should, right? So then you have three, and then there's a desired version that you have to create. So I will give Jacob the respect that this is his platform and he's doing his absolute best. And since I also want to make videos, I will make videos as well, right? And then you can say that's a desired version, and then it'll say, well, which of these versions do you want to pick? You might, for example, in this situation say, well, I'm going to go with I will give Jacob his space and I will make my own videos. And then, so then that's a desired version. And then I'll say, why? Why do you want to pick that version? Well, you want to pick it because it would help you build your brand or help you express yourself, and not worry about how other people talk, but focus on how you talk, right? And so you're like, okay, cool. And then, okay, so how does this apply to the 4 B's? Okay, well, and then you go into that, and then you get a revelation, and that revelation might be something like, sometimes I'm a little judgmental of others. It could be anything. So you get the idea. So by being so real and raw, you can commit to making videos potentially, if that's what triggered you is someone's video. But you're in a different path now. You're in a different frame of mind. And that's why it said that the drift is the gift. In any case, that's a little bit about it. Definitely recommend Warrior's Way. I'm in no way, this is in no way an affiliate program. I don't make money. I don't have a referral link. You can look up Wake Up Warrior or Warrior's Way by Garrett J. White. He has his own YouTube videos. I'm primarily showing you making this video because it's part of my commitment to self to make a video and trust the process and share my findings. Okay. Prior to Warrior's Way, I think I was feeling fine. I feel that Warrior's Way has given me a lot of insight and showed me frameworks of which to be disciplined in. Self-discipline has increased dramatically. The real raw relevancy aspects have shown me a lot of internal truth to myself, and I've been very raw with myself, and so I feel a lot of acceptance to who I am as a person, and I feel a lot of potential is out in the forefront of my life, and I really embrace who I am fully. So prior to this, you could say I had those experiences, but now I have them more. So there's been an increase as far as before Warrior versus now. And so what are we at? Let's say August, September, October, November, December, January, February. So 7 months. We're right about the cusp there where Garrett talks about how, you may not recognize yourself. And I could see how that's starting to be the case. And that's kind of it right there. If anything I said interests you about Wake Up Warrior, I think that you're definitely the type of person that would work well with it. It is work. It's no promises, no guarantees. It's really about doing the fucking work, as Garrett talks about. And if this sounds interesting to you, maybe give it a shot. And just know that it is sort of an elite program, and there's an elite entry level as far as money is concerned than most people do. It's a very kind of exclusive club there on some level, and so keep that in mind. And is it worth it? I'd say so. I'm very happy with where I'm headed and who I've become and who I'm embracing myself to be, and my connection with God and stuff like that. And being spiritual is part of it, as far as I'm concerned, as far as I know, and as far as it's part of the core four. And so yeah, ultimately I think critics have something to say about it, because I don't know, the level of confidence. One of the critics I heard is that Garrett's way too confident. Other than that, maybe just straight up jealousy of Warrior and the way it is. It's a positive aspect. And also they may be criticizing the way it is pro-masculine. That's also, maybe other critics have something to say about that, but that's actually why I love it. All the reasons people say some bad stuff about it is the reason I love it. And so yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Feel free to subscribe, comment, etc. This is Jacob Adams. We'll see you next time. Bye.